The AI talent war just got louder, and this time it is not about a startup poaching a few engineers. According to buildfastwithai.com, Noam Shazir, the Gemini co-lead and one of the original Transformer co-authors, has left Google for OpenAI after a reported $2.7 billion return deal. That is a huge number even by AI standards, and it tells you how expensive proven technical leadership has become. When one of the people who helped define modern large language models changes sides, the ripple effects go way beyond a single org chart. This is TSL, Byte Sized, your daily AI news brief for Sunday, June 21st, 2026. Let's get into it. The biggest story today is the accelerating talent drain out of Google's AI core, and Noam Shazir is only part of it. According to Startup Fortune, Nobel laureate John Jumper, the AlphaFold co-creator and longtime Google DeepMind researcher, is leaving DeepMind to join Anthropic after nearly 9 years. That follows Shazir's move to OpenAI, which means two of the most recognizable names tied to Google's modern AI era have now landed at rival labs in the same week. For Google, this is not just a headline about departures. It is a signal that the competition for elite researchers is now happening at the very top of the field, where experience, reputation, and model-building instincts are hard to replace. For listeners, the practical takeaway is that the companies shaping frontier AI are increasingly being shaped by who can recruit, retain, and reassemble the people who built the first generation of these systems. According to Startup Fortune, Jumper's move also underscores how Anthropic continues to position itself as a destination for heavyweight research talent. In a market where model quality, safety work, and product velocity all depend on a small number of deeply experienced people, these moves matter a lot. OpenAI is also pushing deeper into health. And this time, it is not just about better answers in chat. According to Medical Economics, the company launched ChatGPT Health, a new health-focused tab that can sync patient portals, lab results, records, and wellness app data to generate more tailored responses. That changes the shape of the product because it moves ChatGPT from a general-purpose assistant towards something that can work with a user's actual health information, not just whatever they type into the prompt box. The appeal is obvious. If the system can see more context, it can potentially give more relevant guidance and reduce the back and forth that usually comes with health questions. But it also raises the stakes around data handling, because the moment an AI tool touches medical records, the expectations around privacy, accuracy, and user trust get much higher. According to Medical Economics, the feature is designed to make answers more personalized by connecting those external data sources directly into the experience. For anyone watching consumer AI, this is another sign that the next phase is less about novelty and more about integration into real workflows. Anthropic is in the spotlight again, but this time the issue is not access or talent. According to InfoQ, users running Claude Fable 5 or Mythos 5 on Amazon Bedrock have to enable provider data share, which routes inference prompts and outputs to Anthropic for 30-day retention and human review. The reporting says there is no alternative mode for those models, and that is a sharp break from earlier Bedrock models like Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku, where inference data stayed inside AWS boundaries. That matters because enterprise buyers often assume the cloud provider boundary is the privacy boundary, and this setup appears to complicate that assumption. If accurate, it means teams evaluating these models need to read the fine print much more carefully before deploying them into sensitive workflows. According to InfoQ's reading of the documentation, the data sharing requirement is tied specifically to the new Claude releases. For companies that care about compliance, confidentiality, or customer data separation, that is not a small implementation detail. DeepMind is also thinking about what happens when AI agents get more capable and less predictable. According to TheStreet, Google DeepMind has outlined new safeguards aimed at reducing the risk of AI agents going rogue or behaving in unexpected ways as they become more autonomous. The framing matters because the industry is moving quickly from chatbots that answer questions to agents that can take actions, chain tasks, and operate with less supervision. That creates a different safety problem, since a model that can plan and execute can also drift, misfire, or do something a user did not intend. According to TheStreet, DeepMind's plan assumes that capability growth does not automatically come with reliable control, which is why the company is focusing on guardrails now rather than later. For listeners, the key point is that safety work is increasingly being built around agent behavior, not just text generation. That is a sign the industry is preparing for systems that do more than talk. Quick hit. According to Tech Times, Viva Tech 2026 in Paris is closing out with a stronger focus on European AI infrastructure, including Mistral Compute and a Foxconn Bull server factory. The event also handed out Bloomberg Awards to Tim Berners-Lee, Jan LeCun, and Peter Steinberger, which keeps the spotlight on both the builders and the hardware behind the build-out. In other words, Europe is still trying to turn AI ambition into actual capacity. Before I let you go, keep an eye on whether the Google talent exits trigger more recruiting moves across OpenAI and Anthropic, because 1 week of departures can turn into a broader reshuffle fast. Also watch for more detail on the Bedrock data sharing setup, since enterprise customers will want clarity on exactly what gets retained, reviewed, and where those boundaries sit. According to the reporting, both stories are still developing in ways that could affect deployment decisions. That is TSL, Byte Sized for Sunday, June 21st, 2026. Find the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts. See you tomorrow.